Again, third question on parajumble. So let's read the sequence. So each individual is likely to exhibit a blend of behaviors influenced by both their inherent tendencies and the impact of their social environment, although the extent of this influence may differ from one person to person. At times, we find ourselves unable to provide a logical explanation for our preferences, as they might change unexpectedly or be guided by fleeting whims. And it is important to recognize that none of us exclusively fall into the categories of being purely individual or social learners. We might find ourselves inexplicably drawn to a certain item at the store, only to change our mind moments later when presented with a different option, showcasing the whimsical nature of our own decision-making process, right? So we can understand that this question is about the influence that we get into when we are making the decision. So the correct sequence for this particular question is 3124. Now the sentence is going to start from the sentence number 3, which says it is important to recognize that none of us exclusively fall into the categories of being purely individuals or social learners. Now this sentence introduces the main concept that people are not exclusively individual or purely individual, or they are social learners, and moreover this establishes the theme for the paragraph. Now after that you can say that the sentence that will going to fit is 1. Okay. Now 1 says each individual is likely to exhibit a blend of behaviors. It says that we are not purely individual or social learners. So why is it that? Because we exhibit a blend of behaviors influenced by both their inherent tendencies and the impact of their social environment. So we're a mix of no, the pure individual as well as the social learner. So we learn influenced by inherent tendencies and the impact of social environment, although the extent of this influence may differ from person to person. So we can see that there is a close link between the 3 and a 1, because this sentence, the first sentence provides more detail to the context mentioned in the sentence number 3, explaining that people's behavior are actually a mix of inherent tendencies and social environment. So they are not purely social or social learners, right? Now, after that, the 2 will come. So at times we find ourselves unable to provide a logical explanations for our preferences, as they might change unexpectedly or be guided by fleeting whims, right? Now, this sentence extends the idea from sentence 1, describing how these influences, okay, whether it is an inherent tendencies or the impact of the social environment, they actually lead to unpredictable or whimsical behavior, right? And then the fourth will come, that we might find ourselves inexplicably drawn to a certain item at the store, only to change our minds moments later when presented with a different option, showcasing the whimsical nature of our decision making process, right? Now, this you can say that this sentence, it's kind of showing the whimsical nature of our decision making process. So you can kind of say that a 3-1 is a block for sure. And again, rightly, we can say that the 2-4 is a block, because 4th sentence provides a practical example of the unpredictable or whimsical behavior which is mentioned in 2. Okay. So that is the reason that the correct sequence for this is 3-1-2-4. I hope you got it correct and understand where you went wrong.